All right. Good morning, everyone. You having a good day? How you doing? All right. So before we start, let me ask you a few questions. Do you still recall? Do you remember what we've done during our last lesson? What topic we talked about? Yes. I see quite a few hands raised. That's encouraging. This gentleman here. Yep. We talked about travel. Yes. And yes, how to do ticketing, how to book tickets. Yes, how to choose an itinerary. All right, that's good. Now, just before we start the lesson, does anyone have any question regarding our last lesson? No? If you do have one, or if something come to your mind, you can come and talk to me during the break or after this lesson. I just want to ensure that we're all clear and just want to lift the fog. So please let me know. We will have this review every now and then, every other day. I just want to ensure we're going ahead in sync. All right, so does anyone have any question regarding our last lesson? Anything unclear? You need some precision? Please sound off. All right, so we all set? Today, what are we going to be doing today? So today we're going to do some reading, a little bit of vocabulary. As I told before, we're building a list of vocabulary, and I'm asking you, every time you have this essay that you prepare for the following lesson, to use some, if not all of the vocabulary that I shared with you. So I give you a list, okay? If you look at your document, there's a list of vocabulary. Please look at it, and we try to go through it. So we'll start with some reading first. And basically today I'm gonna introduce you to a story. The title is Gulliver Travel. This is a very famous story for when we were kids in our days. And basically it's a fiction. Can someone tell me what the fiction is? Huh? Yes, please. All right. So basically a fiction is a story, yes? But it's nothing real. It's not a real story. It's a fiction means it's something based on imagination, it's imaginary. So the people and the events in the story, they're all imaginary. Today we will have I give you these documents. If you look at page 3, there's a copy. Each one has a copy on his desk. If someone is missing a copy, please let me know. Or you can share with your classmate in the meantime. So we have basically two paragraphs. What I'll be doing, I'm going to be asking someone from in the class to be reading, like yourself. Can you please read the first paragraph? At this point in time, okay, as a teacher, I'd be walking around the student, getting some feedback, observing their behavior, and just mingling around. And I give them about few minutes, 5 minutes. Once that is done, I will just go, okay, class, time is up. All right, so let's do this reading together. Long ago in England, there lived a businessman named Lemuel Gulliver. That's his name. One day, he decided to travel. And where does he decide to travel? He decided to travel to the South Sea. Has anyone heard about the South Sea and where is it located? So basically the South Sea is somewhere in the South Pacific. It's around the Solomon Island, Kiribati, Fiji, this area. It's not far from Australia actually. Probably northeast. So that's what we used to call the South Sea. He decided to travel to the South Sea with his friends. So this is a group venture. And they were traveling on a boat, and the sea was rough. And a violent storm struck their old battered ship. All sailors, including the captain, drowned. Even Gulliver's friend could not be found. Gulliver was saved because he held on tight to a large wooden log. He swam against the waves for hours and finally found himself near a piece of land. Gulliver didn't find anything on the shore except a few shrubs. We'll get back to that later. And trees. He was very tired from his long swim and soon fell into a deep sleep on the soft grass. So Gulliver was exhausted. All right, we stop at this paragraph. We'll continue later on. And let me go through some questions here. If you look at the list of vocabulary I gave you, some of the words are contained in this paragraph. So let's talk about, so I explained what the South Sea is, and then it says the sea was rough. Can somebody tell me what rough is? A rough sea? Yes. Violent? Strong? Yep. Strong current? Strong wind? Unstable? Shaky? And this applies to the weather condition and the sea. Let's take some other example. Let's say I'm going to take this tissue paper and I'm just gonna touch it. And what would be the opposite of rough when it comes, for example, touching a piece of fabric? Yes, soft. Okay, that's the opposite of soft. And for sea would be calm, quiet, flat water, no waves. So you understand the nuance? So that's for rough. There's an expression here when it says that Gulliver held on tight to a large wooden log. Can somebody explain to me what is the meaning of holding tight onto something? Okay, Gulliver held tight. Okay. Right, the gentleman here? So the gentleman here is saying that when you hold onto something, that means what we're holding to, the thing we're grabbing, is important, is critical. Okay? Let's say, for example, I'm going to give you this piece of paper, and I'm going to tell you, can you please hold on to this piece of paper until I come back and I'll tell you what to do with it, or maybe I take it away from you. So you hold on to it, okay? You keep it, you know, it's something precious, something you need. So in terms of Gulliver, for example, he held onto this big log because it was like his buoy, his life jacket. Okay, it was so important. He owed his life to this log. So holding tight onto something, okay, that's something dear, that's something we really look for. It's critical. It's important. And then I want to go to the another vocab. We talked about shrubs. Okay, shrubs and trees.